Hey YouTube, as you can see from the title, this video is going to be covering how to move to Vietnam. This video is being filmed in autumn of 2022. Laws change all over the world all the time, so depending on when you are watching this, it may no longer be correct. To start, let's go over what you can't do. If you want to retire here, well, you can't. There's no magic retirement visa. Some countries will let you stay if you prove you have X amount of dollars in your bank account, but in Vietnam there is no such thing. If you have a remote job and you want to move here to be a digital nomad, you can. You will not be issued a business visa, work permit, or temporary residency if you only work remotely for a non-Vietnamese company.
Are they different flavors?
In both of these cases, the closest you could get to staying here is on tourist visas. As of right now, the only tourist visa available is a 30-day e-visa. You could get a 30-day visa, stay here for a few weeks, do a visa run to the Cambodian border, get another 30-day visa, then go back to Cambodia for another visa run in a few weeks, and so on. I would personally not recommend that option for a few reasons. Number one, it will absolutely get old fast. Going to the border and back is going to take up about half a day. Not too bad, the buses aren't terrible or anything. It isn't crazy expensive to go either, but remember, you are going to be doing this once a month. Every single month you are going to be paying out money and wasting a day just sitting on a bus to Cambodia, turning around and going back to Saigon. It will get old and annoying fast. My second reason that I'm against this method is that it is extremely risky. Tourist visas are meant for, you guessed it, tourists. There's no guarantee you will get a tourist visa. I don't want to scare anyone here. If you are getting ready to vacation here or even to move here, you should have no issues getting your first visa. I've never heard of someone being denied their initial tourist visa. However, once you get your second, third, fourth, fifth consecutive tourist visa, they might start to catch on that you aren't really a tourist. I've never heard of a set number that visas are limited to per person, but I wouldn't risk going above 3 or 4 consecutive tourist visas. Anything past that and you are risking getting denied. If you do want to apply for an e-visa, there's only one way to get it. There's an official government website. I'll put an image of it here on the video. There's tons of fake websites that will say they can get you a visa. Don't use these. At best, they'll get you a visa and overcharge you. At worst, they're taking your money and you'll never hear from them again. Also, you absolutely cannot get a visa on arrival here. If you try to fly here without a visa, the airline will turn you away. You need the visa before you board your plane. So now we'll move on to how to actually move here long term. There are basically two ways, working or marriage. I'll start with working. If you are watching this and you are looking to move to Vietnam, I'm assuming at least 90% of you are looking to be an English teacher. You can find other work here if you go on Facebook groups. Some places want to hire English translators, or they want you to write articles, do voiceovers, and so on. A lot of jobs posted online though are short-term or one-time gigs. You get paid cash and you're done. They can be good side gigs, but you won't get a visa or temporary residency out of it. So this next part will mostly apply to those looking to teach English. I'm just going to run through the steps you need to take. The biggest one is the bachelor's degree. If you don't have a bachelor's degree, you aren't going to be able to get a work permit to teach. It doesn't need to be a degree in teaching or language. My degree is in music and is fine. If you want to work for an international school, which offers better pay, depending on the school, you'll need either a bachelor's in specifically teaching or English, or they'll require a master's degree. After that, the steps are pretty easy. You need a TEFL certificate, which means Teaching English as a Foreign Language. You can find websites that will give you a TEFL if you pay them $20, but you get no education. I would strongly advise you not to go this route. Find a good company that will actually teach you how to be a good teacher. I went with a company called Ninja Teacher. I don't get paid for mentioning them, but I do like to recommend them because they are fantastic. Then you'll need a clean criminal background check. Now you're about ready to go to Vietnam. The next step is to get a tourist visa. Book a hotel or Airbnb for the first month. When you get here, you can hop on different Facebook groups and find jobs. I wouldn't search for a job until you get here. Most schools will want you to interview or even do a demo lesson in person. A lot of schools don't take people seriously unless they are already in the country. Once you land your job, you'll have to do a visa run to get your 3-month business visa. By the time you get back, your first place's stay will be up, so you can now move closer to your work or in between your work in the city center or wherever else you like. Then your company will work on your work permit and your temporary residency. You'll need to get your degree, TEFL, and background check stamped by your embassy and then translated. You'll also need some paperwork from your landlord and a health check. Once all of that is done and you have your temporary residency, then that is it. You can teach and live here on your 2-year temporary residency. So let's take a look at the second option, marriage. If you marry a Vietnamese person, you don't get citizenship. You do get temporary residency. If you are unmarried, your residency status is sponsored by your job. If you are married, you are sponsored by your spouse. As far as how to do this, it obviously varies from person to person. Typically, you go through the process of moving and working here, you meet people here, date, and so on. Once you're ready to get married, there are some steps you have to take as a foreigner. I haven't been through the process myself, but I know you need to get a mental health check, and your spouse will need to go to the city where they were born to complete some paperwork. Going back to the beginning of this video, this is a way to stay here when you are retired or working remotely. If you initially move here to work, get married, and then want to have a remote job or eventually retire, you can, because your residency is now tied to your spouse rather than a business. A third possible option is to open a business here. I don't know much about the process, so I won't try to dive into detail. But as far as I know, if you have a business here, then you will have a visa so you can stay to operate the business.
Is that the end of the video? That's it?
That's about it for this video. Make sure you guys check out my Patreon. You can see my videos 1 week early there for free. No need to sign up for anything. If you have any questions about moving to Vietnam, leave a comment and I'll do my best to answer it for you. And thanks for watching.